Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P4 Thinking Right out here in my lab, and I'm back in the book. Oh, I got a nice little lesson for you today. We're gonna break down what are the disciplines of selfless service. If you're a right thinker, aka a follower of Maat philosophy, you might want to tune into this lesson. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers' way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question: do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you got to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right? Thinkers know thyself and to Maya be true. We're dealing with the path of action and enlightenment, aka Maya, right thinkers? Let's P-Funk's philosophy on what are the disciplines of selfless service. You talk about you give selfless service. I'm doing it right now. Lesson. Two things. Two things. Not a bunch, no. Just two. Let me break it down for you right quick. This is going to be fun. Because this is the essence of what we represent as right thinkers or followers of Mayat or teachers of a concept. Service. Service means you give it is an important ingredient. They say God bless the what? The cheerful giver. I give with a smile. And it's an important ingredient in your self-development of your spiritual life. You can't claim to be spiritual and not be a giver. Materialistic people take, they don't give. They negotiate, they make deals, they don't give. Understand the difference, okay? I'm not a negotiator, I'm not a materialistic person. I'm a giver of spiritual information, stuff that you can use to transform yourself to be better, aka a teacher or instructor. But I'm giving you information. Let's go. In selfless service, again, right thinkers, you have to adopt the attitude of seeing yourself as serving the divine. I told you when I started this 10 years ago, what the hell? How'd I get? I used to laugh when the Blues Brothers were on a mission from God. I saw it in something of the third kind, Alien, whatever. When man Richard Dreyfuss was building the pyramid, he was freaking out. Everybody saw God. I saw old God. So everybody had the idea of God. And everybody thought it was crazy. Now I'm telling people I'm on a damn mission from God, but I got it philosophically. But it's the same thing. I'm still on a mission from a higher spirit, okay? And the servant of the divine in everyone and in every creature. And one is to feel as an instrument of the divine. That's just, if you're a preacher, a minister, or any kind, this is you. This is your creed right here. Why? Divine working to help the less able. The following are some important points, there ain't but two of them, to keep in mind when you're practicing what we call Maya philosophy or a selfless service. Also, right thinking philosophy, because I practice that and I put it in my right thinking philosophy. That's where it comes from. First, and this again, if you are a minister of religion, imam of Islam, the rabbi of Judaism, you need, this is the creed. Why? Having control over one's body, physical body exercise, having one control over one's speech and one's thoughts. You are now a person who lives by what we call Maat philosophy. And you should see yourself as what? An instrument of the divine. Again, I'm trying to get you to God. That's an instrument of God. My job is to get you to God, not to believe in God. No, to have your own God experience by giving you the information you can use that you got to implement to make that happen for yourself. Earn your blessing, so to speak. But when you are an instrument of divine and you're being used to what? To bring harmony, peace, and help to what? The world. When I first started, I used to think I was not too smart. I'm trying to enlighten the world. That was my little pink in the brain. What you do today, Pinky? What you do every day, Pinky? Try to take over the world. My goal is to try to enlighten the world one day at a time. That was over 10 years ago. I'm still on my grind. So those tasks don't happen overnight. All right, but this is the philosophy that I had adopted by doing what I'm doing now, offering up a selfless service. These are the things that you have to have in you to do this. And all human beings and nature are only expressions of the divine. We are all connected in spirit. Serving human beings and nature is you actually what? Serving the divine, the supreme divine self, aka God. What you give to the world, what you give to anybody, you really giving to yourself, and the vice versa. When you take, you take it from yourself. See, we can't use the philosophy one way. No, it's two sides. My God gives you an option. Okay, so knowing one side is not an option. Knowing both sides, pro and con, now you got a choice. Your decision making had to be on point for you to make what? Better decisions for yourself. A decision that's good, you benefit, you profit. A decision that's bad, you punish, you be paying for it. Simple as that. Again, your choice. In chapter 14 of the book of Coming Forth by Day, or the Per M Haru, verse 10 in the Per M Haru scripture, it says, you the initiate, you state that you have become a spiritual doctor. Yeah, but I got the cure that nobody wants. Why? They don't think they ill. But this is going to tell you that question right here. What is this? So there are sick people who are very ill people. Okay? So I go to them. What he's saying is they're a bunch of ignorant people who don't know they're sick. Okay, that's how I'm terminology. Like I said, I'm putting it to my perspective because this is how I'm terming it so I can use it the way I think it should be done. I know there's a bunch of sick people out there. My job to what? Enlighten them. What? Help cure them of what? Their ignorance. Ignorance is a sickness. That's an illness, a mental illness. Not knowing thyself is an illness. We don't see it that way, but trust me. And you got a bunch of people very ill. So I go to them. Pay attention. I spit on the arms. Now, I don't touch and feel. I don't do that. I ain't claiming to be no healer, lay hand. I don't do that. One guy, can you touch? No, I don't do the touching thing. I don't do the touching thing. Don't do that. Understand it. But I set the shoulder. Now, this is the actual doctor who's going out doing things. What he mean by spitting on you? Yeah, sometimes you need a little, oh no, okay, I don't know if people going to appreciate that or not, but that's what they said they were doing, okay? And I set the shoulder. And I cleanse them. If you're going to spit on them, you better cleanse them when you get done. They better be cleansed. I'm just saying. So, and guess, here's the part right here. This is the part. As a servant of God, our divine self, you who live by this creed of Maat philosophy or right thinking philosophy, you are also a healer. I try to help healing mentally and spiritually. I'm not physically touching nobody. Okay, understand that. I know my limitation. I'm not touching. I ain't trying to claim to be no healer of no physical. No. I'm not spitting on nobody. And I ain't setting no shoulders. Just as it would be inappropriate for a medical doctor to lose his or her patient because the patient is complaining due to their illness. Again, when people are hurting, when people are They do and say things that they may not mean, but at the moment, they just aren't in their right state of mind. So, two, it is appropriate for you, the initiate, to lose your patience when you're dealing with the masses of worldly, ignorant-minded people who suffering from the illness of their own ignorance, of their true essence, which is their higher self, God. For those believers in God, that's an illness. You should know God. I'm just saying, the idea is belief means not to know. Ignorant means not to know. So you can't claim to be enlightened when you just believe in God. If you're enlightened, you know God. That's the difference. So it must be clearly and profoundly understood by you, the individual, that when you're serving the true self, not your ego self. Ego self don't give service. It takes. It makes deals. The true self serves. Again. Secondly, if you're not a giver, don't claim to be spiritual. If you don't know God, don't claim to be enlightened. What? Those are two things that don't go together. Simple. The second thing you need to understand about being or offering a selfless service that Maat teaches you, the discipline of a selfless servant, is, as discussed above, a person who lives by right thinking philosophy or Maat should not, I gave this lesson already too, should not expect a particular reward result from their actions. You should not do something expecting something in return. That's not a selfless service. That's not a selfless servant. That's an egotistical person making deals. They're doing this for something. I gave a lesson between the doer and the non-doer. Doers are deal makers. Non-doers are selfless service givers. We the ones who do it because it's the right thing to do. I don't want nothing from you. The view, I appreciate. Comment, I address that too. But I'm trying to get you to be you. That's what I'm here to give. I ain't taking. And in other words, the one who does not perform actions and waits for rewards or praise, those are the non-doers. And through working although working to achieve success in a project, if I'm part of a group, we got a project. All I need to know what you need from me. I'm bringing what I got to the table. You want some teaching? That's my spot. I got it. How much time you need? How much time I got to do what I need to do? Bam. What you want me to tell you about? Bam. I got it. Okay, that's my job. So now, whether it go good, bad, or different, don't make a difference. I'm just going to do my job. That's all. And I played sports. And then the football team, I played for a championship team, undefeated team. Why? Because everybody did their job. We was all on the same page. That's how it was done. I played for a team that went winless. We was like the ragtag, we the bad news bears of football. What could go wrong went wrong. We had everything going wrong. But the difference is like night and day when it's organized. But one does not develop expectation that from one's efforts, you will not succeed. Why? Because you're only doing it to get something out of it. If your heart is your intentions are right, you don't want nothing. Just get the other person, whatever you're giving to them, make sure they get that. That's it. And why? Because there may be failure in what one is trying to accomplish. Scooby-Doo. Ruh-roh. Why? If a person who lives by Maat focuses on the success of the project and failure occurs, unbeknownst to them or not by them, now your mind will become so imbalanced that it will negate all the positive developments of the work that you put in and the integration and your expansion and your concentration, which you put all that work and time in, which occurred for the project, were all pursued for naught. How you feel? You know how you get. You know how we gonna do. Nope. So therefore, when one's focus should be on what? Just doing one's part. Project means nothing to me. Just my part do. What happened after that means nothing to me. Watch this. Let me show you how it work out. They tell you right now. But by performing your part and by doing the service, and you do your job, and now you let what? The divine handle the rest. It's out of my hands. No. I did what I had to do. However it go, it's out of my hands. That's how you got to understand. If you believe, no, start showing the belief and let him put him in a position to secure your belief in what you believe in him. See if he really worked. Put that to use. How about that? But let the divine handle the results. Why? This will provide you, the person who lives by Mayat, with what we call peace of mind. So now you have the ability to be more what? Qualitative, meaning your work was respected, revered, no matter what happened, it still was done. And the work that you performed without egoistic contents or concepts, and more harmonious, which will only lead to being what? More sensitive to what? The needs of who? Others, and the existence of their spirit as the very essence of one's being. When we finish praying, what do we say? Amen. That's the hidden spirit that we all pay respect to at whatever religion you practice, whatever he gets hid. Why? He's the hidden one. He's the true essence of what we represent, the spirit that's in us. That's why. I got one more lesson I got for you. Oh, we're going to talk about right quick. The secular Mayat selfless. Secular means not religious. This has no religious content. This is all facts. Selfless service. It leads you to spiritual mysticism. That means the highly advanced and lofty techniques that you learn from practicing the Mayat philosophy, becoming one with who? The Supreme Being. In this essence, Mayat is the Supreme Being. What through? How you connect with her? Through righteous action. Is further augmented by the hymns to Mayat contained in scripture that now refers to what's in the Berlin Papyrus Museum. It states, this little quick notation here, and this is for all the Mayat philosophy followers, right there, because that's who we are. Mayat, Aku Mayat. It means Mayat is the source of life. That puts her in the what? The goddess category. She's a creator. Then it says Mayat Neb Butain. That means Mayat is in everywhere you are. Sound like somebody else? Pay attention. The next one, Cha Hina Mayat. That means rise in the morning with Mayat. Stay with me. And now you got Ankh Hina Mayat. My favorite. Live with Mayat. God conscious. Ha Sima Mayat. Oh, this is a good one. Let every limb join with Mayat. In essence, let her guide your actions. Let your conscience be your guide. Depending on who's the one driving, and she's the best driver ever. She drives Rod. So if she's good enough for Rod, she's good enough for me. That's why I follow her. Mayat, her 10. It means Mayat is who you are deep down. So in essence, your true identity is one with the divine, aka Mayat, my girl. And this is her calling card. Last one. Dua. That means adorations, okay? In Masonic, they call it the sign of astonishment. We don't go there. I hit them with that before. But you got Dua. Mayat Neb Bhutan. It means adorations to the goddess Mayat. Try to tell you who is what? Who is in everywhere you are. I'll be with you to the what? End of all time, meaning till your death do you us apart. I'll still be there then at Judgment Day. She ain't with nowhere. She's staying with you. All right, now to wrap it up with the Supreme. She was so bad, okay? She was so well respected. This is her sign. When you see that, that's the feather, Mayat. That carried a lot of weight. The eye, Mayat carries the same cachet as the eye. Okay, the all-conscious eye. Mayat is what? Also God in the female aspect, where she creates and she runs things from her aspect. He gave her the job to keep order. Her job to keep order. She on her grind. All right. Now the supreme offering. The supreme offering was the offering of Mayat. See a little doll there? See the little dog there? See the eye right there? That's the supreme offering. See it right here? That's Mayat. When you're giving that figurine, you're giving the highest offering you can have. Watch it. Let me read this for you right quick. Okay, perfect timing. The supreme offering of Mayat. Let me show how bad my girl is. In the practice of Mayat philosophy, right thinkers, the sage, have declared that the highest offering a person can make is the practice of Mayat. When? In your day-to-day life. I told you, you have to practice her daily. They said the same thing. Even the kings and queens symbolically offered a figure of Mayat to their chosen divinity, the god of their choice, as proof of their upholding of Mayat, aka righteousness and justice, order, and my favorite, reciprocity and peace for all members of society. Right there. Our ancients lived collectively as one, so it was good for one, it was good for all. They didn't pick and choose, or we're going to enlighten you, we're going to educate you, we're going to need you to be dumb. No, it wasn't. It was across the board, and they lived in harmony for over 3,000 years. Let's go. And for all members of society, and more importantly, the temples. Why? The temple was important to keep the community together. If you needed something, go to the temple. You need something, go to the temple. You can get whatever you need. It's at the temple. This means performing, my favorite, selfless service. If you're at the temple, you're performing a selfless service. You're giving. Why? To somebody who's in need coming there. That's what they're coming there for. I give instructions and life lessons. Why? That's what I do. That's what you turn here for. I assume that's what I'm doing. So if you turn it in, that's what you're going to get. As well as what? Living by the precepts of Mayat in one's personal life. I told you when I got that chapter, that post of Mayat 42, negative confession, some call it the precepts. But it's following ethical and moral rules within your personal life. Ain't got to do with nobody else. I made it personal 30 years ago. I'm on top of my game right now to this day because of that. So yeah, I practice it too. And it says here, the offering of Mayat is the symbolization of the ultimate act of righteousness. In the temple of Seti I, you see the king, I showed you a picture, he offering up to his god Asar, not picture, but his god, he offering up Mayat. Let them know I'm upholding, I'm keeping a reputation, I'm keeping tradition, I'm doing the best I could and make sure I uphold the laws of Mayat. That's what was important to them back then. Oh, yeah, I did that, excuse me. All right. Then over here, you see right here, the king offering up the eye. I told you. The Mayat offering is just as strong as the eye. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm the eye man. I love my eye. I get no problem in every street that I do my show. But you see here, the king is offering up the eye of Mayat, offering as replacement for Mayat. Why? Mayat offering by acting with righteousness and attaining virtue. The supreme offering is made through the Mayat offering, in which you, the person making the offering, you entering into a meditative awareness. I call it being God conscious. I keep Mayat on my mind and my mind on Mayat. That's the God of my choice, the goddess. And through the ritual, and see yourself as what? Becoming one with Mayat. I say Asar because that's what we do from the Asari religion. But I want to become one with Mayat, maintaining my balance at all times. I live that philosophy. I practice that. That's the difference. And that's the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, that was fun. I got some more coming for you. If you want the 42 Nebby Confession or the 42 precepts of Mayat, let me know if that's what you want. But I did that so many times. I mean, I might be getting a little boring to some, but again, I'm getting new right thing because I'm going to have to bring it out for y'all. If that's what you want, let me know. But right now, I'm cutting the lesson and go take care of my own personal business. I got things to do too. So, in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me, 100 minus that day. So I never know that my right thinkers who now understand what are the disciplines of selfless service have passed away. I'll be right back, though.